If you don't understand nothing else she said, the bottom line of the message is hands off Morris Brown. All right, we got a brother from Morehouse, a former alumnus from Morehouse who is here to speak in solidarity, Brother Doug Evans. Let's give him a hand.
Hands off! Hands off! Now I can look across the street. I love Friendship Baptist Church. Spellman and Morehouse were both basically born right there in the basement of Friendship Baptist Church. Now y'all seen the TV show. Y'all remember when Reverend Guy was the pastor of Friendship? His daughter was Jasmine Guy. But Morris Brown alum, I think today is a different world. I think we are dealing with a different people today. And so I ask you, do we build football stadiums so that our gladiators can play and we can be all lulled into entertainment while we are forgetting our history? And so as a member and an alum of Morehouse, class of 99, I remember walking these hallowed sacred streets. I remember looking at the beautiful Georgia peaches and having bonds with my good friends from Morris Brown. So I stand with you today because today it may be Morris Brown. Tomorrow it will be Clark Atlanta, and the next day it will be Morehouse. We know lastly, Morris Brown was the only college, as Brother Michael alluded to, that was built for us, by us, with our money. Now we know that it was funded by the African Methodist Episcopal Church. But let us not forget that Clark Atlanta University was funded by the United Methodist Church. Let us not forget that Morehouse and Spellman were funded and born by the Baptist Church. So is the churches with us or is the churches against us? And so I ask you all today, why are we here? We're not here to just pray. We are here to protest, in the words of Derek Bozeman. The prefix is pro. That means we for something. But let's not forget the end of it, Brother Walker, test. And are we going to pass the test, standing together, or are we going to fail the test, fall in front of Okie-doke? Hands off! Morris Brown! Hands off! Morris Brown! Morris Brown!
Thank you, Brother Doug. At this time, my friends, we're going to move right along because we have some powerful information for you. Two powerful speakers, or at least three you need to hear. At this time, I want to bring forward the People's Senator, a man who's willing to stand in the gap and fight for the least of these. My friend, Senator Vincent.
Good evening. I did not attend Morris Brown as a student. I taught at Morris Brown. And I see some of my students here today. And when I taught those young people, I told them that it was their duty as black people, as students, to stand up for what was right. And I'm here to say that I could do no less and you could do no less. We've got to stand up for right and against evil. And what's going on with Morris Brown and the land grab that's being orchestrated by Arthur Blank, by Nathan Deal, and Kasim Reed is evil. So we have to stand for what's right. Y'all saw the literature. I hope all of y'all got, or at least had a chance to look at the literature we passed out. See, one of the things that sometimes they'll try to tell you is you're just going on emotion, and you don't know the facts, you don't know the details. But let me tell you something, we got the facts. We got the details. We know as much as Arthur Blank knows. And if you look at this piece of literature, I'm going to explain it to you very quickly what's going on. Morris Brown had a $20 million deal to offset its liabilities, to come out of bankruptcy. $20 million deal. And guess what? The people they had to deal with done left the table. Now, people don't leave the table just because they get tired. They leave the table when somebody interferes with the deal. And we know through our documentation that City Hall got in the deal. You know, I'm going to tell you a term that you may not have heard, a legal term. It's called tortious interference. I'm not a lawyer, I'm just a lowly teacher. But there's this thing called tortious interference. When you work in a deal with a second party, a third party come around and it interferes with the deal. That's called tortious interference. And what we know is that City Hall got in the deal and got the $20 million taken off the table. And then they put up a deal that said to Morris Brown, give us your 40 acres. Give us your 40 acres. They said, keep the move, but we want the 40 acres. Give us that 40 acres to the city of Atlanta and invest in Atlanta. Guess who you think gonna get that 40 acres? It ain't gonna be Morris Brown. It's gonna go to the folk downtown with the big money. So they're gonna take the 40 acres. And then they said, Morris Brown, what we'll do is let you lease. We'll let you lease 6 acres for 3 years. After that, we don't know what we'll do with you, but we'll let you rent 6 acres for 3 years for $175,000 a year. And then you may have to leave out, go somewhere. And then finally, they told Friendship, we'll let you have these towers. We'll let you have these towers to use for your sanctuary. Although Friendship towers next door in the Friendship apartments are owned by Friendship Baptist Church. Use that property. Keep your hands off Morris Brown. Hands off Morris Brown. Morris Brown. So that's where we are today. At an institution where great men and great women have walked. Jose Williams, Beverly Harvard, first African-American female police chief of the city of Atlanta. So many others, Henry McNeil Turner. Walk these streets, walk these sidewalks. W.E.B. Du Bois, our greatest thinker and activist, had his office over here at Fountain Hall in the top floor. What would they say if they saw what was going on here?
Shame on you.
They'd say shame, shame, shame. The question we're going to have to ask some folk in this town, we're going to have to ask some folk at City Hall on the second floor, what is your legacy going to be? What is your legacy that you're going to tell your children about? That I helped to build a billionaire stadium so millionaires can run around on Sunday afternoon, 8 Sundays a year? Is that going to be your legacy?
That's the third state.
Is your legacy going to be that you helped to destroy a black institution like Morris Brown? Is that going to be your legacy? Or are you going to uplift black children and give them an education? That's the question here. The defining moment, even as we stand here. Which side are you on? Are you on the side of Morris Brown, or are you on the side of Arthur Blank? That's the question, and that's why I say, as I close, hands off, hands off, hands off. I didn't hear you say it one more time. So Arthur Blank will hear it, so Christine Reed will hear it, so Nathan Deal can hear it. Hands off! God bless you.
All right, our friends, stay sensitive for support. At this time, my friends, while you listen, please keep those letters you have. But if you didn't get it all there, we got the man coming forward who has too much truth. Too much truth. My dear friend, an alumnus of Morris Brown College, a man who I've come to love and admire and appreciate and respect. He's my leader. He's the man who I will go in the trenches with.